So today we're here to talk about the fact that the EU just approved Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard.
It's a big deal.
This court case has been going on for well over a year. And their thoughts on it are they do not believe that it's going to have a major impact on the console wars and the console landscape competition or subscription services.
Yeah.
They do, however, believe that it's going to affect hugely the cloud gaming services. They're putting this all in their own category.
Game Pass.
Yeah, which cloud gaming would be like the Game Pass, the EA Pass, all of that. And so they came with some stipulations, some things that Microsoft approved. And that comes in the form of a free 10-year license to consumers to stream all current Activision games in any platform.
That's insane.
And that goes to the same for all cloud streaming services. They can stream them guaranteed automatically, 10 years free license.
That's a big deal, dude.
That's a big deal. That's also stating 10 years. So you don't know what they're going to do behind it, but that's their whole belief on it. They say they have no reason not to sell to Sony.
Look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power.
Which, who says they will? Who says they won't?
It's up in the air.
I think would be a dumb decision to take that much Call of Duty players out of the loop and try to force them to buy your stuff and get on your platforms. But this is still just the first hurdle. This is a big hurdle to get over, but you still have the UK and the US to get through.
Yep.
Now, CMA and the UK are standing staunch. Like on Twitter, they both agree that this is the wrong decision and they believe that there should just be a free competitive market. They think this is just going to change the landscape. I think it's kind of funny that I'm against anti-big corps, all right?
Yeah.
But this is also America. So like,
bunch of those.
it's funny that these guys are getting so much heat, and I honestly think it's mostly because of Sony, which because them declining this benefits other companies more than it benefits Activision.
Yeah.
But how is Disney not getting messed with?
Dude,
you know?
see, I can't agree with you more. Like, Disney is
like, and they're basically like in this pissing match where Microsoft is involved in the UN and they're all using Microsoft, you know, like Windows, yada yada, all their software.
Yeah.
And Microsoft's like, oh, we're gonna take our software back, and the UK is like, we're ditching Microsoft.
No.
And it's like, all right, dude, like this is becoming more of a pissing war rather than like what it's actually about.
Yeah.
There's even like eluded threats, which is
that's
talking
crazy.
about like, be a shame if all this like private sensitive information we got leaked. It's like, what the fuck? Did you just threaten the UN?
Jeez, like it's,
what? But you know, like we'll see what happens. Either this is gonna happen, but it certainly makes it way more possible. Place.
Yeah.
And I know you didn't know, you weren't as informed of this as I was.
No.
So I want to hear your thoughts about it and like, how do you actually feel about this?
So if Microsoft owns Blizzard and Activision, you know, they get their hands on Call of Duty, they get their hands on WoW, they get their hands on Diablo, they get their hands on all kinds of these huge titles. And I think it would definitely be a plus to see like, you know, like Diablo 4 or stuff like that on Game Pass. But like,
for sure.
But like, there's a lot of like people's lives at stake here.
Yeah,
you know
this is much bigger than just us getting video games.
It's much bigger than
like, I mean, you want to talk about the toxic workplace environments of like that Blizzard has shown.
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
And like, you know, I did a short about the fact that Sega's unionizing, and I'm so about that.
Yeah, that's
go watch
awesome.
a short, sign the petition.
It's down
but
below.
Man, like they want to say Microsoft also unionized. It's like, yeah, they let them unionize, and then they split every single person that was involved in that union into different departments across different states.
Yeah.
They didn't actually let them unionize, all right? Like, Microsoft's not some big, beautiful, good guy, all right? Like, don't get it twisted.
None of these companies are, man.
After all, it's only the players that were suspended, and they're expendable.
No, like 99% are not. So, like, this is about much more than that, and it's about the president of what's allowed to happen. And you know, to me, or at least to me, that's what it's about, because they're focusing purely on the fact that they're like, it's got to be a free, open, competitive market. And it's like, I hear you, but like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
And then like, what?
How much does Game Pass go up because of that?
Does it go up?
Dude, there's no way.
I would think not.
You don't think it would go up?
I would think not. I don't think they're stupid enough to do that, personally.
Okay.
I mean, would I love to see Call of Duty in the hands of someone else? Yes. Because they started off strong and shit the brick with the last one. And that was one of the, other than the Modern Warfare series, like the last one was the first one I've liked in a very long time.
A very, very long
like
time.
Like Modern Warfare, and then, damn, I can't even think of the name of it right now.
Black Ops?
The new one.
Oh, MW2.
Yes, Modern, yeah. So the Modern Warfares, damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the last two that I've liked in forever. Like Black Ops 4 multiplayer was fun to me, but
it's like the last few times they put heart into these games, man.
And then you have, you know, Blizzard just like microtransactioning the hell, like Diablo Immortal. Like,
bruh.
I watched a funny video talking about a dude who spent so much money that he literally couldn't queue into a game or a tournament because he was so far ahead of everyone else. And it was, the whole meme was the well got beached, which is fucking hilarious. But also, if you make a game that's literally designed to make you spend money and then you get punished for spending the $100,000
that's
plus,
a bit ridiculous.
That's
$1 million.
It's insane. I mean, we are talking about America here. So, like, the fact that you got beached as well, it's funny to the people who are like, that's stupid. I agree, but it's also ridiculous.
Think about how that guy
in
feels,
a perspective
man.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you spend $100,000 on a game and you can't even get a match.
That's ridiculous, dude.
But so, like, I'm curious to see what they would do in other hands, but at the same time, like, is it necessary? Is it necessary to stop it? Is the need to stop it? But my thing is, like, where does it stop and where is the line? Because this is such a gray area. I feel like they're getting so targeted when, even with this acquisition, they're still the third largest gaming company in the world.
That's a fact.
Next to Tencent and then Nintendo.
Fucking Tencent, man.
Yeah. So they're not even going to be the biggest. And then, like, compare their size and their money to someone like Disney.
Yeah.
Who, sure,
a monolith.
Mostly movies.
Yeah.
But what a monopoly they have on the entertainment industry.
Yeah, man.
Like,
when they bought
how many movies
Marvel,
do you
man,
go to see at the movie
and
theaters
Star
that
Wars.
aren't freaking Disney?
Exactly.
Yeah, Marvel, Star Wars. They bought all of Fox.
That's
like,
yeah. They like,
so, you know, it's like, where is it being biased, and like, why is cloud gaming services so separated in this argument? That's where I want to know, like, why do you think this is so separated from normal console wars and normal console competition? And then on the other hand, I would also say, like, PlayStation's being insanely freaking hypocritical because their entire platform is based off of their amazing IPs.
Yeah, facts.
That only they can get. And
God
then
of
maybe
War,
a year later, you get a PC
Uncharted,
port.
yeah. Spider-Man.
Yeah. Like,
maybe.
they built their entire
Last of
legacy
Us.
off of these.
Yep.
And they're branching off into movies.
They are.
So, you know, like, where is the line drawn?
I just wish it was about the game, man.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
realistically, like, we don't get to say, we don't have a say in this.
No, but I mean, I understand these are companies. They got to do stuff. They got to make money. But I feel like this is a very childish mindset, I would say. But, like, bro, it's all about the game, man.
No, I agree.
It's
'Cause
like-
it's funny, like, this is getting very off topic. Feel
Yeah.
free to stop watching at this point, but
We love you.
like, you look at Todd Howard, you watch like the early development of like Oblivion, you
Yeah.
watch that documentary, and like the
Tear.
passion.
Yeah.
You see the passion and love for gaming. They literally had to dial it back because they were doing so much for that game. Like, each individual character had their own daily routine. Like, that's incredible for what? That was 2008, 2006, huh?
Yeah.
2006.
Oblivion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then flash forward to the meme of, it just works.
It just works, man.
You know?
All of this just works. It's not, I'm not kidding.
And right now, like, Microsoft's under a lot of heat because
under
of
a
the
lot of heat,
Redfall.
man.
Then you
Redfall.
find out, like, I told you
go
this
ahead.
today.
Yeah, definitely talk about that.
After the early leaks of Redfall, they were pulling people off of the project early because they were anticipating it being a fail. So they just gave up on the project. That's why Redfall released like it did. That's why everybody's like, man, there could have been a really good game here, but it was just missing something.
Just
yeah, because they stopped
unfinished.
working on it to
Yeah.
put them on bigger projects
No
that they thought were
shit.
going to succeed. Like, how scummy is that?
That's very scary.
And now everybody after Redfall is so worried about Starfield. Like, this is going to be their make or break game.
Dude, I'm worried.
They're like,
I'm worried. man.
Microsoft isn't necessarily the saving grace.
No.
Could it be? Sure.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
Who knows?
And as far as like the politics goes of competitive cloud gaming, like, man, that's a pretty new breach.
That's a
Like,
very
that's a
new
pretty
breach.
new
When did
thing.
Game Pass come out?
I couldn't tell
A
you.
couple of years ago. It's very, very recent.
Yeah, I mean, we can put it on the screen, but
yeah.
you know, like I don't know, man.
That's a whole new field to work with, you know, the video
But I
game.
also don't like that it's so separated in this
Yeah.
dialogue. Like
Yeah.
in this court case, like, and I feel like it's straying away from what it initially was, because initially it was like, should the companies be allowed to acquire this many, you know, like other companies and IPs? And now it's more about, oh, well, now it's solely cloud gaming that is a problem. But the UK, CMA, and US are standing firm on this. So, you know,
We just
like
gotta see how
it's
it
no
plays
telling.
out.
But I just feel like this thing has been like so muddied and all over the place. Like, I mean, sure, am I excited to see some of these IPs go to a fresh new company that can funnel money into it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Am I hoping that, yeah, they'll be like, Blizzard, we're not putting up with any of your fucking shit? Absolutely. Like, absolutely. But at the same time, this is the same company that split up a union and then is now bragged about in gaming journalism, talking about how they were one of the first companies to pioneer like a union in gaming industry, when all they did was destroy it.
Yeah.
So, you know, that makes me angry there that they get this credit when Sega's people, 148 people, are actually working hard and going on social media, which is the right thing to do, to make people aware of it.
Yeah.
And get traction to where they can't tell them no.
Doing
And
everything
can't
they
split them
can.
up.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about it. I'm excited and I'm nervous,
Very nervous.
but I do feel like they're being targeted.
I definitely agree that they're being targeted.
And I really think it's like Sony, people lobbying for Sony because Sony's just scared about losing Call of Duty. First, they were
What
scared
is-
about losing Elder Scrolls and stuff.
They got, what do they got without Call of Duty? They got Last of Us, God of War, Spider-Man.
Oh, Sony, dude,
yeah.
I mean, what, Alan Wake? Isn't that PlayStation?
Bro, I'll be highly upset if that's PlayStation. only.
Bloodborne?
They got Bloodborne. That's a fact.
Like-
But like they got those heaters, man. But
Yeah, they've got-
even they could, you know, profit off some sort of. Don't they have a kind of game service? Isn't it
Yeah,
PlayStation Plus?
PlayStation Now.
Now?
I think it's called
Okay.
PlayStation Now. But yeah, they
Okay.
have a subscription service. It has not been as nearly as successful as Game Pass.
No, I mean they're
But-
all changing the game. The video game world is changing all the time, man. I just hope it benefits games in general. Let's not forget
does
about
too.
what started all of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a passion for
Exactly,
something you love. A passion for
exactly.
an entertainment and an art form.
It's okay to be business and all that. Like you
make
got to. But like we can. Well, I know we can't do like stuff about it, but
No.
like there's
And, like,
a chance.
we
to
all know like
yeah.
boycotting, not buying it, that doesn't work.
No,
That doesn't work.
No, man.
But if you make people mad enough, it kind of works.
It kinda works.
but they still make their money.
People have their own
But-
decisions to make, and you're not gonna.
You know, this is off topic again, but like it makes me mad that this is getting so focused on while like nothing in the US is being done about microtransactions.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like we're like pretty much last place in pioneering to get rid of microtransactions.
Yeah. So what was
And
it?
that is literally causing children to have gambling addictions.
What was I know when Battlefront 2 came out, I think Europe was like no on the loot boxes.
Same thing with Diablo. It
Yeah.
was hell. It wasn't Finland, but it was a European or a UK state. I can't remember.
Sorry, I don't know much about this.
But they denied they denied the release of Diablo 4 because they said
Yeah.
Or no, they didn't deny the release of Diablo
Immortal.
4. They said you can Diablo 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
They said like you cannot release this game if it has microtransactions.
It's gambling,
As far
dude.
as loot boxes, not microtransactions necessarily, but the loot boxes.
That's just gambling.
And then they went to social media trying to piss off the people of that place, saying, well, it's your government's fault. They wouldn't let us release our game here.
That's
It's
a
like,
bad move.
No,
That's
you
a-
just refuse to not include gambling in your freaking game. Like Hogwarts Legacy shows you can make bank doing solo multiplayer games.
Yep.
AAA titles nowadays
Yep.
because they breached 1 billion. Sure, that's not mobile gaming dirty money making 8 to fucking 60 billion a year.
No.
Sure, it's not, but that is.
But guess what? You know what that is? It's bread and it's about the game, so get fucked.
people were loving that, dude.
Yeah.
Like that brought you to a world, and it was great. And there was absolutely no microtransactions, and
No.
that was great.
Nope.
I didn't even mind the $20 deluxe upgrade because there was no microtransactions.
And it was actually nice.
That actually bothered me, but then I had to sit back and I was like, you know what, like that's cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Like no problem.
Thank
Even
you.
Resident Evil 4,
yeah. The additional
$3 skins, like tons of them.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, but with that, we've just kind of gone on a rant towards the end. But
state of gaming.
main point, EU approved Microsoft's acquisition.
Yes.
Let's stay tuned to see what happens.
We'll see.
Like and subscribe to catch all this news and hear us rant and talk about the problems we have with gaming.
Let us know how y'all feel about gaming down below.
Please, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. And with that, have a great day, guys.